Not sure what happened. All right, all right. Good morning, good morning. So, I'm doing two different things here, multitasking, but this should be my focus. But now I'm wondering where Karina is because she went out of the broadcast. So, in the meantime and in between time, for those that are watching, my name is Kimberly Stewart Lucas. I am the curator of the Reclamation Project for She Who Is. You also may know me as Warrior Mama. And Warrior Mamas is my birth work, and her devices are not connected. That's interesting. So today we are doing our first artist talk. So let me just say what happened last week, right? Um, yeah, she'll need to connect her. Karina, if you're watching, you need to connect your mic and camera before I can add you to the stream. So um, last Saturday, I cannot believe it's been a week. It feels like a dream. Last Saturday, we had the opening of the Reclamation Project for She Who Is, and it was an amazing, amazing, amazing night. This is the first installation we've done with all women artists, and you felt the difference. For those of you that are in the show that attended, you felt the difference. The energy, the divine feminine energy was very palpable, very tangible, and I believe everyone had a great time. We sold many pieces. We actually sold pieces before we even started the exhibit. So I definitely expect many more to be sold. During the time of we're leading up to the closing, because we are having a closing reception on November 13th from 7 to 10 at Tri Cities Tattoo Company. You may not want to do that now because it gets I'm gonna hear it on everything. So anyway, it's live, y'all. Saturday morning, it's live. So yes, there is going to be a closing reception on November 13th from 7 to 10. RSVP is required as the opening was, and I will open up that sign up on Saturday, next Saturday, the 6th. So at midnight on November 6th, you will be able to RSVP. There are limited spaces because we cannot pack the place out. We had a very nice flow of patrons coming, last week. I don't think, and we were all kind of gauging it, right? We all have our different comfort levels. So gauging, if it feels comfortable, there she is. I'll bring her in before it goes out. But yeah, so RSVP is required. And I'm going to bring in our first artist that we are talking to. And it's Carina. Can you hear me, Carina?
Hi.
Hey, I was like, where'd she go? Where'd she go?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. I can hear you fine. So for those of you all that are on, I'm going to go up here now. For
There's a
those of
little
you all
bit
that
of a.
are of a lag, okay, I'll allow for that. But for those that are on Instagram, if you want to see the actual
Hi, I
interview,
see you.
you see me.
There
You
you
can go to
go. There you
YouTube,
go. Can you
or
hear
you
me
can watch me
okay?
here, and you can see that there's a lag here.
Yeah,
So
there's a
yeah,
little
I
bit
can
of
hear you,
pushback.
but there's I don't yeah,
This is good.
there
This
is a
is good.
lag.
I hear you. I hear you pretty well now. I think we're good. We are affirming that this is going to run smoothly.
So let's do this. When you hear me, allow for like maybe 5 seconds before you respond, and I'll do the same because we have a lag between us. So
Okay.
what the outcome is us talking over each other. So I definitely want to be able to hear, and I want everyone to hear what you're saying. So let's start the process. So again, this
Yeah.
is our first artist talk. We're going to do a series of these of the 24 artists that are part of the Reclamation Project for She Who Is, and Karina has agreed to be my first artist to do this. And I appreciate you being here. Karina, please let me know and share with everyone. Why did you say yes to being a part of the Reclamation Project for She Who Is?
Oh, I'm elated to be a part of this process. Um, First of all, for those who may not know, Kimberly Stewart Lucas is amazing when it comes to event planning, coordinating. I mean, I'm stopped really going to, certain events if certain people, weren't, planning it, because I was like, I don't want to be standing in a line unnecessarily just to make it look cute and all kind of other craziness. So, but anyway, her events are just remarkable. And I just, with the pandemic and everything that's been going on, you know, I know that people have been recreating themselves in virtual spaces. And I just, I was looking into getting into education myself. And, because I haven't been behind the chair like I normally, am. I've been doing hair for over 20 years. And, here it is. I'm learning all of these things. And I'm like, this would be perfect for Kimberly, you know? And so, anyway, I just wanted to see more of her events and see, see what Kimberly would be able to do in a space like that. And I was just excited that, she was putting on something again, because I mentioned before that, her events reflect the heartbeat of our community, and they are always inspiring. And so, yeah, that's the long of it. If she's saying she's doing something, I'm trying to see how I can be there, even though I'm social distancing still. I wanted to be a part of it.
Well, I thank you for that, all of that. Um, I have to also mention that the reason why I decided to do this exhibit in a metered fashion, you inspired that because we spoke in July, right when I was coming up with, okay, not just coming up with the idea, but coming up with the confidence and reconnecting to the Reclamation Project's purpose because I needed it in my life. I had completely disconnected from being event coordinator because of like how are we doing events and people are doing have been doing events in their own way and that's fine. I just didn't come to a place of where how could I do what I previously would do, right? As an event planner, you want to pack a place out. You want as many eyes and bodies in your space to share what you're doing. And how is it that I'm going to be able to do that in this world that we're in? And so talking to you, Carina, um, number one, you agreed to be a part of the exhibit, which I was honored that you because you completely shifted and changed your life from being a hair, esthetician, and you like to say you've been doing it for 20 years. You completely flipped the script and became an author and just had been doing so many different things. And I wanted you to be in the show that I just asked you to be a part of. And you share with me your comfort level, and it's like, wait a minute, you're not the only one that feels that way, right? And there's got to be a way to allow, I mean, again, I can't meet everyone's comfort needs, but to allow there to be a safer, a more socially distanced type of event. And that's where the idea came to do it metered, where, there's for the closing, we're going to be from 7 to 10, but every increment of 30 minutes is, a certain number of people and you switch out. And I thank you for that, for bringing that to my attention because it has made me a more thoughtful and more mindful and empathetic coordinator. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. For someone who has been practicing the quarantine, I know, like you said, different people have different comfort levels with this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've been definitely on the conservative side of
Mm-hmm.
interacting with people, and so I felt perfectly comfortable. And as I mentioned to you, it was one of the very few things that my husband and I even went out to. The only other place that we'd gone to was the park, and we just found this amazing park. And so, it was just awesome. It was really just awesome. So.
And I'm so glad that you were there and you were looking fabulous. And we're going to show everyone how fabulous you were looking because I want to get into this. Let me get into it. Let's get into it. So, and I want you to talk
Thank
about your
you.
piece as well that we will be displaying right here. There she is, y'all. Look how fabulous she looks. Come through. Come
Thank
through.
you. Thank
So
you. You were
now I
working
will
it
say
out too,
this.
Mama.
Hmm?
see you working it out too. You look awesome.
Eventually I got there with my onion dress. I haven't worn an onion dress in years, so shout out to Whitney Monroe of Onion. But let's talk now. First, let me say this, and I should have given you a heads up too. That behind you, that is a mandatory station that we have to have at the tattoo shop. Not we, but my husband and the tattoo artists have to have. So if you're looking like, why is there a sink and a garbage? That's the tattoo related part of this experience and this space. So let me get that out the way.
There
the
is a
piece
bit of
that is
delay. Say it again.
the piece that is above you, please share with us um, the name of the piece, the inspiration behind the piece, the history, whatever it is you want to share about that beautiful piece, because that spoke to people in many different ways throughout the night.
Thank you. Well, that is new, and it really so many things, so many shifts and changes taking place at the time that I painted that, and I thought that it would really be a good one to present because this is also a time of renewal for me and for many of us with the pandemic and everything, a lot of shifts and changes. But at the time that I wrote, that I painted that, I was actually a student in college and really coming out of a relationship that I had been in, one of the longest relationships that I was in. And it was bittersweet. Um, and I really had to start all over. And it was a scary time for me. It was a scary time for me. My mother had just, started dialysis, but I had, been with her, and she was, getting acclimated to that, and I decided I was, going to go back to school because I, left for a while just to help her out and everything and get her acclimated, and then, you know, went back to school and was finishing up taking my classes and just painting, and one of my classmates, who was amazing, his name Jerry Anderson. He had suddenly died around that same time, and so it was just a lot of shifts that were taking place, and so yeah, I just wanted to explore more of my creativity and find my identity.
Well, it's a powerful piece. You know what it reminds me of, Carina? Um, One of my favorite movies is The Wiz, and the scene in the beginning, is it the beginning and the end, where Lena Horne, basically, she's as if she's narrating like the story, like she is the spirit, she is the creator, she is like the ultimate, right? And she blows, I think Diana Ross is in her palm, and she blows her into Oz. I think she also does that when she goes home. No, I gotta watch The Wiz again. It's been a minute, but I think in the beginning she blows Diana Ross into the experience of Oz. And as you know, if you watch the movie, Diana Ross, Dorothy goes through a major transformation. She meets herself with, fear, with intelligence, with courage, with love and a heart. It's like she faces herself. She has these different characters of Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion, but those are all in her, in us, right? So when I see this piece, Melissa and I were breaking it down before we, y'all to put the work up. And Melissa saw a certain thing. We saw that, what is it? It looks like a stairwell, like between the mouth and the breath and the hand. And it looks like a waterfall coming down. Is that correct?
My process for painting, first of all, there's so many levels and layers of things that I'm hearing you say. One of the pieces, first of all, I love The Wizard of Oz, and especially the Wiz.
Mhm, mhm,
um, but there was a piece that I wrote that was dealing with some of those things because I saw. I mean, we all see those characters within us all, and I
yes.
really identified that and mentioned that in one of the poems that I wrote about like my mom, that
Mm,
she was scarecrow, you know, lion, all of them,
mhm,
and just seeing her power in that. So for you saying that, it really speaks to me.
mhm,
But yeah, all of those elements being in there, like that strength that we have, it's something that comes from within, and
okay.
we all have to face our fear, no
Mhm,
matter what that looks like.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
sometimes we spend so much time running away from it,
Mhm,
and it's not until we face it that we see that unfolding. And so, yeah, it was just an embracing of that space, you know, the the joys, the sadness, the
mhm,
uncertainty,
mhm.
So I'm
Well,
glad
Melissa and
you
I
all were
felt
able
all of that.
to receive that, you know. But my process for painting, it reveals itself to me as I paint.
Mm,
So I'm not one of those people that has image and that paints it out and tries to get it exactly like that. And I'm doing a piece,
mhm,
like a portrait. But most of my paintings, it unfolds as I paint. And
mhm. Well, absolutely.
after
Yeah,
I've painted
sorry.
it, and sometimes I get one meaning right
Mhm,
after, and
mhm.
sometimes I'll look at something and it'll be years later, and it's still revealing itself.
Absolutely.
So that's one of
That
the
to me is the
reasons why.
living word.
Right, right, right. And that's
Yeah,
not always, being that person that's right there in the room explaining someone to someone. I mean, like what this means, because I really want them to take from it whatever they receive from it.
absolutely. Absolutely. So for
Because we're all
those that are
reflections
joining
of
us,
one another, you know. So
absolutely.
you see a part of the eye, and that I
Mhm,
may not see, and I see a part of the eye. And
mhm,
if it changes for me and I'm one person, and I see it from different perspectives as I grow, then of
mhm.
course, each person, each individual is going to have a different reflection. And all of those perceptions and reflections to me have have validity and have space.
I have to share this. We're getting comments from Facebook. I'm sorry, from YouTube, because we are broadcasting live on YouTube. I'm also broadcasting on my Instagram. But I wanted to share with you this comment. Do you see that, Karina? Her creativity is unmatched. It's truly from her heart. So awesome to celebrate Karina in any form.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Cherie. Hey, mama.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I see you over there. Shay
Yeah.
and Alicia Carter. Um, good morning to you all. But I wanted to share this specifically because we, the Reclamation Project is about celebrating Black women and our beauty. And our beauty does not just mean the physical, right? The beauty is the brilliance of our mind. The beauty is the love in our hearts. The beauty is in what we make with our hands and how we embrace our loved ones. And the beauty is the curve of our hips where we hold our children on the side. The beauty is in every part of our body, right? And so, when we talked about what piece you were going to be sharing, this particular reclamation was very different, not just because it was all women artists, but because there was another option that artists could examine. So the first two exhibits were artists chose um, from an online gallery of pictures from players, pictorial, Jet magazine, and they would choose their inspired image. And that would be, they could do a rendition of it. They could do what they were inspired by. And that's cool. This is the thing. The pictures, we have over 250 pictures in there. It's going to inspire you in one way or the other. But I also wanted artists to examine and to reflect on the last couple of years, particularly, and what the pandemic and everything that came from it, how that shaped our definition of who we are as Black women, our womanhood, our sexuality, our sensuality, our spirituality. And this piece to me, and the fact that it was created when it was, and that it still has power and relevance and inspiration today, is a testament to the power of where you were at the moment that you painted it, who you've become as a wife and a mother and a sister and a daughter and a friend. To this day, it speaks volumes to people that look at it. It's amazing.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Thank
So let
you.
me ask you this, because like I said, you've changed, your life as far as the pandemic. You stopped doing hair. You've become, and I'm not sure if this is your first. I think it's your first. Talk to us about your role as an author.
I couldn't hear your question, Kimberly. I'm sorry. We have a bit of a delay. So if you could repeat it for me.
I want to ask you, you have a new ebook. I want to talk about your role as an author now, and in transitioning what you're doing in your life now. Could you talk about your book?
Yes, yes. So Blossom Behind the Chair, 10 tools to help independent natural hairstylists bloom in purpose,
Mhm.
passion, and profits. Um, this is something that I definitely want to share with anyone who is interested in pursuing natural hair, because I'm in a season now
Mhm.
where I'm not taking clients. I've always wanted to sew into this amazing industry that I've been a part of for over 20
Mhm.
years. And so, I'm like, when I'm doing hair, I'm so busy, I don't have time normally to do
Mhm.
something like that. So I'm really just trying to make the most of this season and birth whatever creativity I can that has been in me since I was a little girl. I'm still that little girl inside, and I just embrace her. And so this book is really just about helping stylists that are in the industry that maybe maybe they've already been doing natural hair and they're
Mhm.
wanting to level up as an independent stylist, or maybe if they've been doing, straight hairstyles and, chemical services, but they're wanting to branch into that area because maybe they have clients and they're wanting to wear more natural styles and they may not
Mhm.
know that much about it. And so I wanted to share a bit of this rich history with them, as
Mhm.
well as just what a gift it is to service this population that we serve, because
Mhm.
the people that I've had the opportunity to
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, went out, went out.
I know what society says. I love myself anyway. Most of my clients have been doing this and have been wearing their hair like this way before, we heard about Wakanda and Black Panther. And I mention them, okay? I mention that because there's a timeline in the book that goes
Mhm.
back to like the turn of the century, and all of these amazing pioneers that have helped to shape our industry. One of the people that we don't really think about even is like Booker T. Washington, just what he did for the trades,
Mhm.
and just that even, he's just an incredible ancestor that we have in there, and within our industry. And so even though we don't normally think about natural hair and Booker T. Washington, had he not done what he did
Mhm.
to really do more with the trades, then we would not have some of the foundation that we have, where, he inspired people like Nanny Helen Burroughs, and, Madame Pope Malone. There are just so many pioneers that have just shaped what we have and what we do. And it goes
Yes.
letting people understand just that there are so many facets. There's a historical side of it. There is understanding, having self love. It's so important for us to nurture ourselves, because what happens is, when we're behind the chair, if we haven't addressed some of our own issues, then when things come up that our clients may say, that are tapes, that
Mm-hmm.
are sometimes lies, I don't have good hair, or, um, I can't wear this updo or this style because, my neck is too dark. I mean, we hear
Mm.
natural hairstylists hear all
Mhm.
kinds of things. And, or if I wear this, I don't know what these folks are going to say. Conversations that we really should not have to even still have.
Mhm.
We're still having some of these conversations because we're still fighting this racism. And so,
Mm.
anywho, we need to understand some of these things so that we can gently address them when they come up, and be a mirror in love
Mhm.
and let them know, hey, what this is.
Mm.
That's not you.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with your divinity. God did
Mm.
not make a mistake with you. You understand what I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
sometimes we might say it might be in a joke. Sometimes, it may be a conversation that we have where it's just like, you have to feel and be connected to that person to know how to address it. So I talk about that a bit in the book as well, because sometimes, we can, just laugh it off, but some people, it may be too fragile. It may be too sensitive an area to deal with because they've been holding that for a very long time.
It
But
goes
when you
so.
finally break through that,
Yes.
then we can see that shine that they have, and that to me is one of the most amazing things about what I do, you know.
Yes. And I've shared on the screen the blossom behind the chair. You can go to Karina's page on Instagram. I think you also have this posted on your Facebook page under your name. But I want to make this connection, right? Because you're talking about how personal,
And I
you got your
hope I'm not
clients,
setting you up. Mhm.
how
Yes.
personal things are. And I just realized, don't know why it didn't dawn on me before, that what you're sharing in your book is so much in alignment with the Reclamation Project about, again, loving who you are, where you are, as you are. And so, what I'm going to profess at some point, because I know you've done another edition, um, do you have plans to do an actual hard copy at some point in the future?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. My initial launch, it was a soft launch,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't something that was completely perfect. Um, but I finished it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I wanted to start the process and complete the process by my mother's birthday, and her birthday was on the 5th of August, and so that's why I launched that date, because my mother, she was a writer, and she never got to fully actualize that talent and that gift that she had.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in me. I love to write. I've been writing since I was 11, but mostly poetry at that time. And so, yeah, I just was just so excited to be able to share that. And it is in like the final editing process now. I'm probably just the kind of, just like how it is with my painting, I'm always working, I'm always trying to improve. I know it's going to be a living document. As I grow, as things
Mm-hmm.
come, there will be other additions. So, and I did that because I know that I will eventually have students that are just going to be like, I don't want to do this because this is not perfect. And they'll
Mhm.
hold on to things and hold on to things and don't let it go. And
Mhm.
sometimes you just have to put it out there because that's how you get back sometimes to make it even better,
Yes.
So I don't want us to cut ourselves off, when we can be actually doing our passion and our gift, because none of
Absolutely.
us knows when our time is, right? So it can either still be in your salt and pepper notebook,
Mhm.
all bottled up inside, or somebody
Yeah.
can move forward and be inspired by your words, you
Mhm.
know. And I really say that too because there are some people that it's such a struggle just to even produce produce anything.
Yes.
We don't even think about the people that have books in them that they're so afraid to do it because maybe they didn't have the same upbringing, educational background, and they don't have the confidence. Somebody, because my dream would even to be able to have my books in braille.
Mhm.
Like there are
Mm.
populations that we don't even think about that just to get access to
Mhm.
it, it's so hard.
Mhm. Mhm.
So really, sometimes um, we just put more blocks on ourselves that we really don't need to.
Mhm.
We don't need to do it because we're already enough.
Mhm.
Like one of the people that inspired me to even continue and to write this book is my friend, April Michelle Brown. And
Mhm.
you had the opportunity to meet this incredible woman. You helped curate an event when she came, and it just touched her soul. And God rest her soul now. But she, I tell you, like that is her thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just
I know.
I get emo- I get emotional when I think about her. But for those who don't know, April was a quad amputee. She was someone that became a quad amputee, and she was already amazing and beautiful. But the doctors had to do the surgeries just to save her life because of black
Mhm.
market silicone injections. And she was one of
Mhm.
my mentors. She was one of the first people, well, second, because Talia Wajid was the first person
Mhm.
to give me natural hairstyling, and she was the second one in the salon in California, and she always has such a light, just completely light up a room. And
Yes.
after she had gotten sick and had to have the amputations done, this woman did a triathlon, not right
Mhm.
after, but not terribly long after.
Mhm.
She still did a triathlon.
Mhm.
And she had a trainer that pushed her to just follow her dreams
Mhm.
and to just not give up.
Mhm.
And so, and she wrote a book, and, she just did so much. And I had a gratitude party for my clients one year. I want to say it was 2016, and she came all the way from California just to be a part of it. And
Yeah.
she just impacted so many people with her story.
Absolutely.
You know,
She was featured in Essence, and
so,
I learned about her through you.
but I just
Yeah.
mm,
I want to say this, Carina. Um, I'm not sure what your timeline is. We can
you
talk
did a
about this
wonderful
offline.
job with that event that she came to.
We can talk about this offline, but I would love for you and behind Blossom Behind the Chair and the Reclamation Project to do some type of collaboration with regards to release. We can talk about that later, but that's what came to my mind and my spirit in talking about things. So let's put a pin in that and talk about that.
Yes.
I also wanted to show you this. I'm not sure who Unknown is from YouTube, but thank you for watching. She said there's another, he or she said there's another painting Karina has that very similar, just as mystic. Karina has the knowledge, creativity, creatively and experience beyond her 40 something years. Her voice, molasses, ginger, and brown sugar. Thank you,
Oh,
unknown, unknown. And then also, oh,
thank you, unknown.
that is, do you know who this is? It's the,
It's me, Bielka.
okay.
That's my girl.
Thank you for identifying yourself. And
Hola,
also, she shares
Bielka.
this.
Hola, Bielka, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So let me ask you this. What is to come for you in painting, in visual arts, and fine arts? I think this has moved you in a couple of ways. I believe it has. What's to come?
Well, I'm right now, I'm just excited to be able to be in this interview with you. And but what I see on the horizon that I'm working on right now is just working on Blossom University. Yes, I am. But I'm working on Blossom University, and Blossom University is BU. It's BU. Blossom University is BU. And
Karina,
so
I can't.
I want to just continue to share. Um, but yeah, I just want the spirit to just move and just continue to share something good, because in the midst of all of these things that are happening, there's good in the world, and I want to share more of that. And I hope to share with my students and with anyone that has an ear to hear, that we don't have to try to just be another person. Like, just being ourselves is enough, you know? And, so many times, and I mentioned it in the book, like, it's so many, we have to unlearn so much. Like, we come here knowing, we
Mhm.
come here with it when we're children. And sometimes we just let other people talk us out of it. And so for me, I've always had multiple creative things that I enjoy doing. And so
Mhm.
I
Uh-oh. Still there? Went out. Oh no. It's the longest pause. Can you hear me, Karina? Oh, okay. Right when it, you know what? The devil is a lie. Devil is a lie. We rebuke that. We rebuke that. So hopefully she'll be able to come back in. You know, I don't know about y'all. Um, so take Karina, and there she is. There she is. Let me bring her back into the
I don't
screen.
know the last thing you heard.
You were starting. Oh goodness, I don't remember the last words because it went out and it was a long
Can you
pause.
hear me?
I can hear you. Um, you're just talking about the gifts that we have, and I don't remember the last
What's
exact
the
word.
last thing that you heard, Kimberly?
I'm trying to remember the last few words. I my brain is like right now. So if anyone in the comments remembers, because I was more like, where did she go? Um, but
I know.
let me
I can hear you
let's do
now.
this. You can
Um,
hear me? Let's do this. Um, I do want to, we're gonna round the bend. Um, and I want you to have an opportunity to share all the things that you want the people that are watching now and that will be watching the replay. Because, like I said, we get more viewers when people can come and watch on their own time. But share with us, share with the audience, the replay audience. There we go. She said, we allow people to talk us out of our gifts. I knew someone was going to remember. So just share, either finish this thought
thank you.
and share what you
Thank
like to
you.
share.
Thank you. Yeah, so just embracing all of the gifts in their season because
Mhm.
I know a lot of times, people would tell me, well, which one are you going to do? Are you going to be this or are you going to do that? Right. And so, my saying is don't let a peach try to teach you how to be a strawberry.
Mm,
Okay. So,
mm.
and it's okay because some people may have one gift and that's all right. But if you have more than one, it is actually even in the Bible that we're supposed to use our talents. Okay. So, let that person be. But if you have more than one gift, then utilize those things. Don't bury that. And just ask God for guidance and wisdom on how to incorporate those things and the time to do it. Because it wasn't always time for me to work in certain areas and work more deeply in my poetry. But feed it, you know, So just continue to feed it. I call them drip irrigation lines. Okay. So sometimes you're going to be, things may need a little bit more attention and, a little bit more, that it's time to harvest that one, but you still keep feeding the other things in your garden and they will eventually produce fruit. So yeah, I just want to continue writing, and just continue getting my lesson plans together for Blossom University, and that's going to be its own thing where I can also bring on other people that want to share their talent and share their gifts. It's going to be a community because I love community and I love sharing something good. My clients know I'm always, that if they tell me they want to do something, I'm like, ooh, you know, I know somebody that might be able to help with that, So, and Blossom is an acronym, and so it's definitely about sharing something that is good. And so yeah, I just want to continue sharing all of those things with people, and hopefully partnering with others so that they can share their gifts as well.
Well, put me down as a supporter, as a editor, whatever. I think I've shared with you how you, and you spoke about it at the beginning of the interview, how you poured into me earlier this year, which inspired me to do the Reclamation Project. I was not in a, um, I was in this, no judgment of where I was. I was in the space that I was in. I'll just say that because life is life. Life are waves, baby. They're like waves. They go up and down, and it's just we ride them, right? But you sent
That's
me a
right.
message. I couldn't really receive it. Wasn't really feeling connected, like doing anything. And then you poured into me, and gave reminded me of the impact I have in the work that I do, which opened me up. It pierced me. I was really at first like, no, I don't want to receive any, no. But your words pierced me to be able to see what you saw, but also to see for myself. And that actually started a wave of reconnection, of reclamation for me over the summer. And I got to the point where if I was going to do any event, it was going to be the Reclamation Project, right? There's other events that are very special to me. I plan on doing our 15th anniversary of the Needle to the Record DJ competition. Haven't done one consistently every year, but it's been 15 years since the first one. But you helped open that up for me. And I just, I love you. I appreciate you. So when Blossom University, whatever stage you want to incorporate me in, let me know,
You got
and I
it.
will do my best to show up. And I believe someone she's asking. Oh, here we go. The meaning of the acronym. I believe BU is a play off of B U. Is that correct?
Yes, BU is a playoff on Blossom University, BU, but Blossom itself, um,
Oh, the word. Okay.
yes, the word blossom. The B stands for bring out your beauty. The L is listen with love. The O is offer encouragement. S is serve with respect. The other S is share something good. The O is offer a solution. And the last M is make a difference. And so that is those are the heart, that's the heart of my business.
Mhm.
It's the heart of, you know, when I'm doing hair, when I'm, just any creative venture that I
Mhm.
do. And so it's my purpose. It is. And so, you know, that's one of the things that I'm just wanting to share. So, as a holistic beauty specialist, there's an aspect and a training part of that I have that will help stylists and natural hairstylists. However,
Mhm.
Blossom University is something that will be extending beyond just the hair space.
Mhm.
However, for the people that are interested in going further with the natural hairstyling and, just whatever it is that they want to know, I have an intake form on my website. All they have to do is click BU, and I'm offering a special where they can get $1,000 off of tuition. So, because it'll be my first set, my first group, and I want to find out from my students what's important to them. There's so many things that I have to share, but I want to make sure that the information that I share is valuable to them. And so I don't want to bombard people with just all of the facts and experience that I have in my mind and my heart, unless it's something that they want. So I just want to make sure that I'm tailoring my course for them. And then from there, then I'll be able to just make sure that I, cater it to them. And so, yeah, that's my baby right now. Since I'm not behind the chair, I have to create. I have to serve.
Yes.
You know, so
And I've shared your website, and that's where you have information about Blossom University. Right, the first thing you see on the website.
look at you,
Boom,
look at you.
right there. I
Okay,
love it. I love it. I love it.
you guys,
I
look at
love it.
you. You see why I say
No,
she's
no,
just
look at
like the
you, Karina.
boss
Look at you.
generator. Okay. I'm still learning to screen share. Okay? Like, okay. So it's just awesome. No, I'm so serious. I'm always like learning. I'm like constantly learning. Oh my goodness. I have to tell you something.
Yes.
This is why I say like hold on to your dreams, right?
Mhm.
So sometimes like I'll be in the middle of a dream, right? And I'll hear music and I'm jamming in my sleep. And
Mhm.
I wake up and I hear it and I'm just like, trying to remember it,
Mhm.
right? And so I'm humming it into my phone just so I can remember the melody.
Mhm.
Why did I realize from my daughter's class, because she's in the music class and everything now, they have this thing called band lab. And so
Mhm.
like now I'm learning how to like make little beats and stuff to put with some of my poems and all of this other
Mhm.
stuff. So I'm so excited. Like I'm so stoked. Like
Always growing. Always
always.
growing.
You
Always.
just
And you should be open to always grow. If you feel like you know everything, I don't know what to tell you.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
I don't know what to tell you. So we're going to wrap it up here. I just want everyone, first of all, again, this is our first official artist talk for the Reclamation Project for She Who Is. If other artists are watching, we will schedule something in the medium in which you prefer, whether it be, Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces or Facebook Live or Instagram Live or YouTube. And Carina, I appreciate you being the first artist to go through this process. We did it a little different with our behind the scenes a few weeks ago, but I definitely want, you know, after the opening, I wanted artists to experience, if they came to the show, what that experience was, and then also after creating their pieces, if they, had done newer pieces. And I appreciate you joining. You've shared so many jewels. This video, it's already going to be on my YouTube page, but I'm going to save it so you can upload it to your YouTube page, Karina.
Oh, that would
Um,
be awesome. That would be awesome.
and I'll probably share it on Facebook and whatever mediums can share. whether I'll do snippets or the entire interview, but it can live on, between Absolutely Divine Events YouTube and then on your YouTube page. I'll probably, either Dropbox or zip the file to you. So that way you can share it with your audience because they may not know who I am and may not come through me. They know
Well,
who
I'm gonna
you are.
keep on telling them about you. I know that's for sure. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you mind if I share one more good news
Yeah, go ahead,
something?
go. Mhm.
Can I give my nephew
Yes.
Desmond Talia a shout out? He plays, yes, with the Canes, Cartersville Canes. Baby, they won their regional championship game last night. So I just have to say, congratulations, nephew. I'm so, so, so proud of you. All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Championship trophy. Okay, I just had to get that
Get it in, Karina, get it in.
because y'all knows I'm an auntie. I'm auntie.
You're awesome. So I just want to share with those who have not experienced the Reclamation Project for She Who Is. I know not everyone's here in Atlanta, but we will be having our closing reception on November 13th from 7 to 9, I'm 7 to 10 at Tri-Cities Tattoo Company, which is in East Point. For those that are not in Atlanta or not in Georgia and can't come, there is a video that's being produced by one of our sponsors, Will Fagans Jr. He's a filmmaker, amazing person, very in tune director and creator. And he, last Friday, it's just crazy how was all last week. He had recorded each piece of artwork,
Wow.
and in that video, you'll hear hopefully from all the artists, and though some haven't returned, some haven't submitted their audio there like you have, Karina. But you'll be hearing from the artists and why they created what they did, what the inspiration was. So you'll hear from the audience, the artists, but you'll also see their work. So if you're not here in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area, to come to the closing reception, you will have an opportunity to see all the work once the video is released, and that'll probably be in a few weeks. Just getting everything together right now. But I want to thank everyone that has viewed, that has stayed on YouTube, that left comments,
Thank
that
you.
engaged with us.
Thank you.
There were some people on IG that I just kind of had a sneak peek in, and I want to thank you, Karina, for being with me this morning, being part of the Reclamation Project, and for all your gifts that you share with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for just curating this and the opportunity. And I thank, my family, my hubby, who's watching my three children, our three children right now. So that's why you haven't heard babies in the back, okay? Because Mr. Brown is holding it down. Okay.
Holding it down. And there's mommy. Y'all see mommy? Y'all
Right.
see mommy's beautiful face? And when
Oh,
she
they don't
speaks,
see it right now, but they'll see the video later.
they'll
So
see it.
I
Awesome.
have
Thank you,
an
Rod. I
incredibly
appreciate you
supportive
for
family. And my clients, thank you so much. And my friends, I'm just so, so fortunate. Thank you.
absolutely. So, Karina, you stay on with me. We're going to end the broadcast here. Like I said, it'll take some time to whatever YouTube does to refresh it and make it live again or make it available on the page. Later on today, we'll share it on our personal pages and wherever we can go from there. Um, but just again, thank you. Please follow Karina on Instagram and on Facebook. Also, her website. Let me go back and put the website up. You can follow the Reclamation Project on Facebook. It's the Reclamation Project. I think it says Celebration Retrospective of Black Beauty. Also, Reclamation Art Show on Instagram. I'm gonna put that in there too. Let me see. I put this in here real quick. I gotta add it in. Reclamation Art Show on IG. Oh, that's not how you spell show, Kimberly. The Reclamation Art Show on IG. Let me put that in the comments and then show that. And then you can get all the information about all the artists. You can come through Reclamation or you can go directly to the artist. However, you can get there, make the connection. And I thank you all for spending your Saturday mornings with us. Or whenever you do watch this, it could be 2 weeks from now on a Tuesday. But thank you for spending time with us and learning more about the artist, the exhibit, and just being here. So, with that, we bid you a happy weekend and productive week next week. In